Welcome back for English for Communication 2. I'm Stephen Judge. Today we're going to look at Unit 7, Life is a Beautiful Thing, with our final lesson in the unit, working on conversation with tag questions. So let's look at the tenses we've learned so far so we can learn how to use and tag questions. So we have present simple, example, you like action movies. Past simple, we saw the new Batman movie. Present continuous, he's been talking on the phone. Present perfect, you have been to Japan. Future going to, and they have been going to arrive later. Future will, she will find it. Past continuous, he was reading when I called. Past perfect, you have been to the store before she arrived. Past perfect continuous, we had been living in Korea then. And present perfect continuous, I have been waiting for 20 minutes. And lastly, modals of possibility. Now, these are all statements and basic sentences, but they can all be turned into questions. Now, we call these tag questions, and these are example of positive sentences that we're going to change into questions. So our first one, present simple, you like action movies, becomes a question when we say, don't you? You like action movies, don't you? Past simple, we saw the new Batman movie, didn't we? He's talking on the phone, isn't he? You have been to Japan, haven't you? They're going to arrive later, aren't they? She will find it, won't she? He was reading when I called, wasn't he? You've been to the store before she arrived, hadn't you? We had been living in Korea then, hadn't we? I've been waiting for 20 minutes, haven't I? I should go to the party, shouldn't I? So it's pretty kind of simple when trying to make tag questions, especially positive and negative. So you just add the negative on the end. And how we do this is we have a positive sentence, and then we add the negative auxiliary verb and then the subject. So you like movies, present simple. Now the negative auxiliary verb for present simple is don't. So we say, don't you. We can also do the reverse with a negative sentence and the positive auxiliary verb and the subject. So you don't like spiders, a present simple negative sentence, the positive auxiliary do, and you. You don't like spiders. So it's important to know what the auxiliary verbs are for all these different tenses. So in present simple, it's do and does, don't and doesn't. Past simple, did, didn't. So there's no change on the subject. With present continuous, we use the be verb. So is, am, are, isn't, I'm not, aren't. Present perfect, again the be, we have, so and haven't. Future going to uses the be verb as well, so we, just like present continuous, is, am, are, isn't, am, not, aren't. Future we use will and won't. With past continuous, we use was and were as the auxiliary, and we have wasn't and weren't in the negative. Past perfect, we have had, and we use hadn't in the negative. Past perfect continuous, again we use had, and again we use hadn't in the negative. In the present perfect continuous, we have, just like present perfect, and haven't in the negative. Now the modals of possibility, we had should, and we use should not, so even other modals would and wouldn't. So let's look on how we would use the negative tag questions, so negative sentences. You don't like action movies, do you? We didn't see the Batman movie, did we? He's not talking on the phone, is he? You haven't been to Japan, have you? They aren't going to arrive later, are they? She won't find it, will she? He wasn't reading when I called, was he? You hadn't been to the store before she arrived, had you? We hadn't been living in Korea then, had we? I haven't been waiting for 20 minutes, have I? And I shouldn't go to the party, should I? So those are the basic tenses and how we make them into tag questions, or how we can make sentences to check the fact. Now, some special notes when doing them. In present simple, the be verb and can don't use auxiliary verbs. So the auxiliary verb in present simple is do and does. But for the be verb, we just use is, am, are. So are you hungry as a question. You are hungry, aren't you? Or a negative, you aren't hungry, are you? We also have for can, you can swim becomes you can swim, can't you? Or you can't swim, can you? The same thing happens in past simple. We use was and were instead of did. And we use could. So you couldn't ride a bike when you were 7, couldn't you? You couldn't ride a bike when you're 7, could you? So same positive and negative use, but we don't use the auxiliary verb for these, even though they're past and present simple. Well, that's it for tag questions. Again, I'm Steve Judge. I hope you find this helpful and have a good day. Bye.